Let's get on to my topic.
What you got?
Well, um, every once in a while we do kind of an FFG L5R lore update here, and I thought it was time to do another one because the last two fictions in particular I thought were pretty good.
I mean, I don't think we've missed anything really progressing since the last time we've talked about it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I believe we have talked about the Emperor getting assassinated.
yeah. And one of the most common, complaints, and I agree with it, is that the story is like dragging on a good bit.
A day, Obs.
Yeah.
A day. It's
Yeah.
been a year in our time and progressed a day.
So yeah, time's not moving very quick. We've got some like narrative movement going on, particularly on two fronts. So I don't have the fictions pulled up, so I don't have the names of them. I'm sorry. One was written by the Crane one in particular was written by someone who I didn't recognize. So he or she might be a new addition to the story team or done like a one-off story. The other one was by Spooky Robert.
The Stroke of a Brush?
Yes. You might have a name.
Lisa Farrell.
Yeah, maybe she'd written before, but I didn't recognize the name. But it was very good. We're getting Crane Clan Civil War, it looks like. And it was Scorpion hijinks behind it. Essentially,
Crane Clan Civil War. It's gonna be like Avengers.
Captain America and Iron Man.
It's Captain. It's gonna
which
be
one's Tony and which one's?
I don't know, but I want to find out.
So, basically, Doji Kuanon, who's the Crane Clan champion, Doji Hotaru's little brother, who had been captured by the line at one point. We kind of got to see some of the reflections of, I believe, the first World Championship storyline choice, which was if the Lion Clan would let Kuanon go, or if they would keep him hostage and use him as a political tool in their war. They decided to let him go. So they let him go, and the Scorpion, ever opportunistic, have apparently planted some evidence in the belongings of the former Emerald Champion Doji Satsume. Basically, Hotaru hasn't really been looking into her father's death. She doesn't like her father. She probably doesn't care and is glad he's gone. And
I mean, she's only got running a clan to deal with as well, who's on the brink of starvation and whatnot.
And her blinding love for Kachiko also distracts her. Kuanon, on the other hand, is single-minded, super honorable. I've got to figure out what happened to my father. We got to solve his death. Hotaru's not doing anything about it. I'm going to go look through his belongings. And former Lion Clan samurai Katsugi Kagi, who's an old lore favorite of mine, was not a former Lion Clan guy. He's just like the Whoopi of L5R, because there's a first edition book called Way of the Shadow. And it's all about his misadventures investigating these weird phenomenon. It's all the Lying Darkness, and it's like a supplement storybook, but it's basically just reads like a horror novel, and it's probably one of the best L5R books in general. So it was cool to see him back. He's kind of like being stubborn and not going away when Kuanon's trying to dismiss him, but he eventually does. It was a nice little like cameo kind of thing. And Kuanon goes through his father's belongings. He has some of his wife's stuff. His mother, Satsume's wife, who Hotaru is convinced, and this is one of the main reasons she hates her father, that her father's the reason that their mother commits suicide by jumping off a cliff, if I remember correctly.
Can I just say it was really weird that nobody had come to like clean up at all his stuff?
Yeah, it's just staying there. Yeah,
another
hint that it's Scorpion hijinks are afoot.
Yeah.
So he goes through it. He finds something that shocks him to his core.
Yeah.
So he immediately takes this information to Kikiti Yoshi, who is talking to, I believe, a Harrier, and who scatters off. A Harrier, at least a Shinobi.
Oh, was it? Or
Some kind of spy, some servant spy.
I actually really hope it was a Harrier, and they were just like
Yoshi?
Yeah.
super subtle hinting.
No. Earlier in the fiction, he was talking to the Kitsune. I missed, or
Was he?
I can't remember.
I know at one
now,
point he was talking to a
else.
servant. That's like the first part I remember about him being in there.
Yeah, there was oh wait, no, that was Kuanon. Never mind, I'm thinking of Kuanon.
That's
Right.
Kitsuki Kagi, I think you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's right.
So Kunon's like disheveled and shocked. He goes to Yoshi because he needs Yoshi's help. Yoshi's like a very different character than he was in Old 5R. In Old 5R, he is basically like, hey, I'm your best friend. I'm Kakiti Yoshi. I'm your buddy. You need a favor? I got you. And he's much more
like green dinosaur. It's really weird.
Yeah, I know, right? You punch him in the head and he like licks stuff.
Licks stuff. It's really weird.
No, he's a lot more serious and manipulative in this one. So Kunon's like, Yoshi, there's this news that I have to show you. Kunon does not know the Emperor's dead, and Yoshi has basically just received this news from the spy. He's like, okay, well, obviously the Scorpion are going to try to seize power, so I have to stop them somehow. And Kunon comes in, he has this letter that he found in Satsume's belongings that basically...
Totally not the letter that was planted in the Scorpion insert fiction from one of the Dynasty packs.
Yeah. So, he basically implies that Hotaru is being willfully negligent, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
She wanted to run off. She wrote her father an angry letter saying, I'm going to go run off with Kachiko instead of doing my duty.
That she at least had the thought of doing that, which is
Kunon is
in L5R.
Obviously is like, she's working with the Scorpion against us, and Yoshi's like, that may or may not be the case, but I'm going to use this to my advantage now, because we have to take action against the Scorpion, and Hotaru's obviously not going to do it.
What better way to do that than split our people down the middle and
I know, right?
kill all ourselves.
It seems like an iffy gamble. It seems like an iffy gamble.
Galaxy brain strats, bro. You just got to think about it.
Yoshi's playing 4D Go, okay?
4D Go.
4D Shogi. So yeah, he's like, yes, she is not capable of leading the clan. We need a true son of Doji Satsume to lead us.
Well, yeah, because Kuanon even asked Yoshi if the letter is actually legit, and he's like, in his head, he's like, maybe, and then to Kuanon, he's like, yep, totally legit.
Yeah.
So Kunon's like, I have to challenge my sister for the championship of the Crane, and he bows and swears fealty to him, and we're going to get Crane Clan Civil War, and based on the 2 new cards for each of the characters, they cannot be in play with each other at the same time.
Yep.
If one comes into play, you discard the other one. So, and the bigger pick is their card art is 2 smaller parts of a bigger picture of them about to duel each other. So, it's really good art, and I like the story because again, it was some character advancement, even though like time seems stuck, and it pretty much is.
Yeah,
it does feel like the Emperor died
a lot
months
of different
ago.
perspectives on the same day, basically.
And that's what this next fiction is, which was written by Spooky. I don't remember the name of it either, but Mal might have it handy.
Red Petals Scatter.
Yes, which was excellently written.
Also there was another fiction of Tottori nearly died. He did die and then got brought back by...
Oh, did we not talk about that one? That one was really good too. Yeah, so basically Kajiko's like, X him. We can't have Tottori running around if we're going to put Satori, our puppet, on the throne. So we got to get rid of him. He's the one who knows the Emperor's true will. He wanted to make not Daigotsu the heir, Dasetsu. He wanted to name him his heir. So she sends her chief assassin Aramoro to go assassinate Tottori. And though Tottori kills 2 of his shinobi servants, he basically does succeed, or so he thinks. He kills Tottori, and Totori's wife Kaede, having bad premonitions about this being a Void Shugenja, realizes what's about to happen, that her husband's in danger. So she goes to the scene with her best friend, Seppun Ishikawa, finds Satori's body, has to sacrifice something to bring him back to life, essentially. And we don't exactly know what she gave up.
The life of her unborn child?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be implying.
There's other stuff it could have been, but
some
that's one of the
cost.
main theories. But yeah, some great costs, surely.
She importunes some wicked spell to bring him back, so could have been Mao even. Who knows? I don't know.
There was blood involved.
There was, exactly, So that's like the TLDR of that.
And they're on the run. They ran from the palace.
Yep.
That is important.
Speaking of on the run, we have some more people on the run at the end of this fiction. Shahai, who's a very meek Meishido artist, back in the Kiku Matsuri, right when the game was released, the LCG, there was the big one core set tournament event, and it was, will the Seppun learn the secrets of Meishido? I can't remember the other story choice because it was so long ago.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, or ban it. So the winner chose to have the Seppun learn the secrets. So Yushi Shahai is teaching them the secrets of Meishido, the unicorn magic. So one night she goes to her secret place in the garden, which was established in a previous fiction, is where she met Dasetsu. Mm-hmm. And she sees Satori, the heir who had just killed his father.
Yeah.
Feels really guilty about it. He's about to commit seppuku, and he's got all these death poems.
She definitely does not do anything. He kills himself. We have a happy ending. Nothing bad happens.
Dasetsu becomes the emperor. It's all it's all good.
It's great. It's all good. It's a great storyline. I'm glad we had it.
No, she stumbles in, and he's like, crap, she saw me, and he's like, I wasn't doing anything, I swear. And he like picks up these papers, but he leaves one behind, and it's a death haiku, and she immediately realizes this. And she says, I have to tell Dasetsu.
She immediately thinks, good. Perhaps death would improve him.
I'm like,
that's a direct quote.
Super harsh. Wow. She's got no chill.
She's not wrong.
No. And so she takes it to Dasetsu, who's in mourning. The Seppun guards do not want to let Shahai in to see Dasetsu because the emperor's just been murdered. He hears her voice, comes out, and is like, I need spiritual counsel. Come in. And he basically...
Well, actually, she then insults the Seppun's guard by saying his brother sucks at magic.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, she literally does have no chill.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's the best part about that whole scene, though, is absolutely when he shouts at his personal bodyguard who is hiding behind a fake door.
Yeah. He's
and
like, leave us alone.
Literally all four crawls out of the
room. Yeah, has to crawl out and run backwards.
Dasetsu unmasks, as we'd say, like you would when your father dies.
Oh, yeah.
This moment wasn't supposed to be so serious. This would be one of the most funny things in the world.
Yeah.
So freaking crab crawled out of there.
So she shows him the death haiku, and he immediately is like, yep, Satori's behind this. Let's go talk to him.
Killed the emperor.
So they squad up with the Seppun. They walk over there. Dasetsu brings Shahai with him, and he confronts his brother. They get into a brotherly fight.
And then
you see Dasetsu, you see the dark side of Dasetsu, where he starts horribly emotionally abusing his brother, saying all kinds of mean and nasty things to him.
Again, Shahai is like, wow, I can't believe he's being so evil. Just fucking flashback that a moment ago. He should probably die.
He's showing his Daigotsu side, and she showed a bit of her old 5R Shahai side.
Well,
right?
Yeah, Setsu's literally going, yeah, you should kill yourself. No one likes you anywhere in the palace.
You're the reason our mother's sequestered herself into a.
Well, no, that's Satori says.
Yeah.
Satori.
Oh yeah, he says that to him. That's right. They're both
saying. Yeah.
Doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, they're both being horrible to each other. They get in a fight. Dasetsu's about to kill him. He draws his wakizashi and is about to strike him down, and just feels. Shahai basically tries to stop him.
He snaps out of it.
Yeah, he snaps out of it. I think she slaps she slaps Satori or pushes him down or something. When Satori gets up and is about to okay, well, I'm going to clap back on you, Dasetsu. And is basically like going to go to like hurt him, and I think she pushes him, if I remember correctly. And
she goes from like she tries to interfere by keeping him from murdering Daisetsu, but then he like backhands her. She goes to cast a spell. He breaks the spell component. She goes to then shank him with her knife, and he gets like a tiny little cut.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right. That's
Guards, right. Bring me the forms to fill out to have her taken away.
Right. Yeah. And so Daisetsu's like, we got to get out of here. He sneaks her through like the servant quarters. They run away. She's like, what's going on? Because she's concerned about her father and like what her father is going to think about her the whole time. And they're packing her stuff, and she's kind of like, well, I won't need this kind of Komodo when we go. And then, like, when she snaps out of her kind of like stupor, she realizes that Daisetsu's packed as well. They're both going to flee the palace together because she's like, she was just super concerned about pleasing her father back home, and she realized in this moment that her family's gonna get all the shame from it, and it's over. And she's like, even fleeing, she's gonna be a fugitive and a criminal as far as anyone's concerned. And Daisetsu's with her. She's technically kidnapping one of the heirs. Yeah, probably, because Daisetsu basically tells her like, they're going to sweep this under the rug just to save the Imperial family face. Like, even if they knew that Satori killed the Emperor, they would never let it get out because it would bring so much shame to the Hante name. So, like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
As they're leaving, she thinks...
What does she think, Mal?
That it must be her Yogo ancestry.
Yeah, which was a great last line. So... so they're fleeing, and the murders will probably be planted on her and Daisetsu, I'm sure. So, interesting turn of events. Does this drive them towards the Shadowlands?
I don't know.
A dark fate, or does it go somewhere else?
It could. I mean, it's an easy way out to go back to the old style of them.
So, what do you guys think will happen? What might come with the Crane Clan Civil War? What will happen with Totori showing back up and Arboro failing?
I'm going to say this. So right now, as I think Daisetsu is still the better choice if you had to choose one of them.
Yeah.
It's cool that they finally showed him like, be angry and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
I think it's very interesting that both of the princes have had that blackout rage that they couldn't control themselves.
I think Fu Ling, a portion of him, might be sealed in the Imperial Palace itself, rather than him possessing Satori.
One person, yeah.
Or just possessing Daisetsu, it might be like just his spirit lingering somewhere in the palace.
Yeah, they put too much attention on literally both princes being like, I don't know why I couldn't control myself.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's like, it's like there's hints at it for sure. They show them like, kind of blackout angry. But that's always from the perspective of somebody, not from like an actual blacking out.
Satori's literally had like he couldn't there was a second voice speaking to him telling him to do those things. Like the one that was from Satori's point of view.
I thought that was just him, like his own thoughts.
Was that actually? I think it was implying something was whispering to him.
Right.
Was it?
Yeah, because he was like literally
That's
thinking,
how I took
where
it.
did that come from and stuff, like pretty sure. Like like when it got to really like dark stuff, like he was like, "Whoa, where is that actually coming from?" Sort of a thought, but yeah, I mean, they could also just have it to where they both are just dicks. Yeah. Like,
it could just be a red herring,
right?
I don't think, like in this case, I don't think they're dicks, so to speak, but it's just like it's two brothers lashing out. The only brother who can truly say anything that what I'm guessing a lot of people think about Satori is Daisetsu.
Right.
He's the only person that can really say this shit to him. And he hates his brother. He loathes his brother in every aspect. He's an asshole. He's mean. He's always an arse to people. He's very needy.
Yeah.
He's just so many bad traits. I mean, you can understand like how from like the perspective of Daisetsu, why he would hate somebody like Satori.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, like when he told Satori no one likes him, he's not wrong. But even Satori knows that, which is why it pissed him off so much.
Yeah,
that's why he tries so hard and like bosses. I mean, he's like overcompensating for that.
Yeah,
like that kind of hole he has. Because that one where it went to his headspace more, I did feel pretty bad for Satori,
right?
Honestly. So
like not so bad as to completely justify everything he's done.
No.
He still has had a crappy life.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they go
if
they're going the route of like a secret evil force there being there on the grounds to affect them, then we shouldn't see Daisetsu ever blackout rage again. But they could be going the route is that these two are both affected.
Well,
by
I mean, they could have just been influenced by them enough to where it happens.
I mean, Daisetsu's father was just murdered too, so I mean that could have been part of why he did that.
I mean, it's possible that they meet up with Tottori and Kade or whatever her name is.
Kaede, yeah.
Kaede.
I wonder if the reason
because they're both on the run from the hospital
it would seem that way because Tottori knows that Daisetsu's legitimate heir, or will it be like, oh, they fled the palace too? Maybe Tottori like takes a personal quest to like go find him or something. Because I'm assuming like
together.
He's going to be pronounced dead. He's probably going to have to like pose as a Ronin or something like that if he's going to like go search for the heir. And I'm assuming Kashiko's going to put R. Moro in as the Emerald Champion, as puppet thing. And based on the Shouju card, it looks like he's going to like claim the throne in quotes.
Right.
Yeah, the upcoming Shouju card, so
he's definitely like sitting on the
like
throne.
the regent. Maybe they'll off Satori. Who knows?
Also, someone pointed out that from a fiction a while back that there is a dragon army marching to Odasan
Uchi.
Yeah, and they don't really know why they're going there. They've been
we'll
ordered
never
to go
know.
there.
They haven't gotten a
vision.
They haven't gotten a story for a while.
Whatever had. So that could tie in. Like they could come across the prince or whatever, and like and then they might have different allies.
Yeah, they might shelter him. Who knows?
Yeah, so again, they could set up a entire civil war with everybody. Maybe the crane will be on both sides.
That'd be really weird. Like one crane with like allies on one side and one set of crane with the allies on the other one. That'd be crazy. I would be full on for that.
If each side of the crane civil war goes on each supports a different prince.
That'd be dope.
If they actually get the Uji and stuff, like Yoshi said, I don't know I don't know how Hotaru like gets out of it. Like, I guess the Scorpion side with her.
Yeah. You could split up. You could have three versus 3 and crane on each side would have even sides at least.
Yeah, that would. A 3v3 would be pretty sweet.
We'll see. I hope that we get to see more soon. That's all I ever want out of this.
Can we just get another story next week?
I just want more magic samurai stories. That's all I want.
I want more of it. I
don't really care who puts it out as long as
they put out the Tottori one like a month ago, and then these two have been like last week was the Crane one, and this week was the one with Shaha and Daisetsu and stuff. So and a lot of people were going, "Oh shit, it's hitting the fan now." After the last one, so
like this story.
Yeah, and it was well written,
very positively received.
Spooky did a good job with all the metaphors and the prose and stuff. I mean, he generally does.
The Spooky guy seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty amateur in my eyes.
You're a scrub, Spooky.
I'm gonna go talk to Spooky and just tell him, let him know that I think he's a scrub.
Oh my god. I never got invited to Fogo again.
I don't get invited anyway.
No, it'll be me. It'll be me by proxy. It'll just the shit will fall on me.
I'll insult Spooky. He won't invite you.
Yeah. You'll use your Akoma technique on him.
That's right. I'll transfer my strife over to you.
Or do the Atoma way of things.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
my first rank tech has caused problems.
Where are the Atomo at right now?
I don't know.
They're manipulating
over
it
by
all.
The deer.
They're manipulating everything.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a deer clan now, right?
Yeah, they're like the happy side of the Atomo.
That's so cool. I love it. I love the deer clan.
They're ninjas and
there wasn't a deer
matchmakers.
clan before. That's such an appropriate like Asian theme.
There should be a stag clan too, at least.
Yes.
Since they're often like portrayed as like life givers in Asian mythology. It's kind of weird, yeah.
I am so.
In the new 5R lore, there's like tons of minor clans that they don't even mention, is what one of the books describes, I believe. So
I honestly, that's the one thing I would have loved to see is more minor clans.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them.
I know like some people would be like, that's dumb and stupid, but I'm like, yeah, well, you know, it's also dumb and stupid when there's only 7 bloody clans.
Void points. Those are pretty dumb too, right?
Those are pretty dumb. Yeah, right, bro.
The L5R Chad, the L5R lad. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I just hope it, obviously, like Mao wants, it keeps going. We get more of it. That it eventually progresses past this horribly bad, no good, very bad Rokugani day.
Right.
That we've been stuck on for what
Next
seems
story
like
is
half a
just
year.
like next story is just like 10 years in the future, and they're like, man, that war sucked.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the lying darkness.
Wasn't that a crazy time, guys? By the way, here's this really cool book. It makes you insane when you read it.
Oh no, let's not go down that rabbit hole again.
It's great. Go to chapter 2, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm excited. Want to see some more stuff. I'm assuming we'll probably, because November is the World Championships in their headquarters. I'm assuming we'll get some very important story choice there. Maybe it'll pertain to the heirs. Maybe Shoji will take the throne. It'll have something to do with that. Who knows? I'm interested to see where we're going.
We'll find out.
Yep.
Maybe this time
In 2 years.
Crab Clan to help him, and then the Crab Clan will help him.
I know. We need Kasada to get them Onis on his side and start coming down, right?
Let's just start off with an alliance. That's what
Angry crab noises.
Yeah. I hear it in the hills, sire. It's the Kaiu Wars.
Do you hear that rumbling noise? It's like 1,000 angry crabs. We're all shouting, not
No
again.
team with the Shadowland. It's like literally the one thing the crab aren't their job.
They
trying
can't
to
help it,
tell
Mal. They're edgy boys. They like it too much.
But Mao, crabs, most natural hated enemies are Oni, but it's also a symbiotic relationship. That's why they line up with them so well. You know, they
Where do you
just
think
kinda
they get their
protect-
chitness armor from?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I hated that so much in old 5R.
Yep. It's probably my least favorite choice in the entire game.
Yep.
Well, you can thank the design
I
of the
will
old
thank
game
no
having.
one.
You will thank them, and you will like it. It's They did that because the Oni cars were just so good in the crab decks at the time.
I don't care.
Back then, they would just have the story revolve around what people had in their deck. It was
And
pretty
now
cool.
they're gone. So yeah, see how good that worked out for them.
Hey, AG could have held on to it if they wanted
because the crab
to.
joined with the Shadowlands. I said it.
It was a slow 15-year death, but they died eventually.
Yep, that's where it.
Or
where it all went
25-year
wrong.
death. I'm sorry, not even 50.
If that never happened, they'd still be around right now. That's all I'm saying.
It's true. That was the choice that sent them on the long, slippery slope to 15 years of success before selling product.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's a debate for another time. And this has been episode 89 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment around with video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and talk about topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on Twitter, Podcast5R, Facebook, P5R Podcast, Meta and Lily Stream, twitch.tv/PSOFlow, Tetsuo's blog, thegeekyspirit.com. Is it .com? I always forget.
Yes.
And plug your social media, too. Where are you at on Twitter and Facebook?
Just Twitter. It's eSpirit, I think. You see how positive I
He
am.
doesn't even know.
No, I don't. It's just Google Geeky Spirit. You'll find it.
All right. Well, until next time, I will report back with the thing Meta wants to hear about the most: L5R5E. Has Obsidian been converted, or will he retain his 4E
That's okay.
honor?
It's okay. If I played 5th edition, I would still be playing the shittiest class in the games.
So nothing's changed for you. You don't
Nothing's
care which
changed for me.
edition you're playing.
Yeah,
It doesn't
you're just
matter what
always
edition I
playing
go
the worst
into.
class, right?
Great, Kikita do still sucks. So.
Well, Meta in my house ruled version, Kikita still get their rank 1 ability they had in all the other games, so they're super powerful.
Wait, wasn't the rank 1?
They get the sub EI Jutsu for Kenjutsu.
Yes! Yes!
Which is so cool and thematic.
No more
Okay.
meta
Baby.
skills.
I want to attack Chwas. I want to like attack sheath in a round. It's so cool and
I'm
thematic.
not gonna lie. When I realized that exists, like, cause I started on 4th edition, so when I realized that existed in the 3rd edition and never got brought over to 4th edition, I was salty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It
More
makes
meta.
sense. It makes sense in a way. I'm just upset with it. I would have at least taken during the first round of combat. You can use EI Jutsu in place of like Kenjutsu. And I'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you just
that
quick
makes
draw
sense.
one strike.
Yeah, you
and there
quick
go.
draw a strike. That'd be awesome. But no, I don't.
Well,
I've been cheated.
the mushroom Pokemon clouds all of our judgment. And on that note, okay. Spirit Geeky is Tetsuo's Twitter. I'm sorry, the mushroom Pokemon hit his post on Discord.
You need to disable those.
No, it's funny because it always literally anytime Lily comments a Discord, a Pokemon appears. And no one ever sees what she says.
Spirit Geeky is the actual Twitter handle.
No one ever sees anyone's important posts. So we're leaving. The Pokemon are here to stay. Damn it! I don't care how much you hate them.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Bye.
I'm sorry for this podcast.